Hi dolls, the first look of the multifaceted series is going to be one for the workplace. I start off with my primer and my Touch liquid foundation. I'm wearing the color Satin and I'm applying it with a liquid foundation brush. I do have my face moisturized, primed, and I also have eyeshadow primer on. So I did that all before I started filming, just so you know. Now onto my very favorite Provoked mineral pigment. I'm using a fluffy brush and I'm just going to apply that in the crease, blending upwards and even down onto the lid. This is a must-have shade for everyone. Next, I'll be using the all-new Addiction Palette 4, and that same fluffy brush, I'm taking the darkest brown and running that through the crease as well, and on the outer portion of the lid. This look is going to be mostly matte. I wanted to keep it less on the shimmery side to keep it super professional, you know, for those board meetings or, you know, just a regular work day look, or maybe you've got a parent-teacher meeting, and these shades look great on everyone. So now I'm taking a different brush. This is the Deluxe brush, and I'm using the lightest ivory shade, and I'm putting that on the inner corners and on the inner part of the lid towards the middle. Moving on to the brows. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because y'all have already seen my full brow tutorials. So if you need to see that again, just let me know and I'll send you the link. But here I am using the dark brow pencil. It is my favorite. I also like to brush out the pencil to avoid any harsh lines, just to make this look as natural as possible. I put a little bit of the Touch Skin Perfecting Mineral Concealer on the back of my hand and use a concealer brush to apply it to the areas I want to conceal and highlight. Fortunately, my foundation covers any of the discoloration on my face for the most part. So here I'm just working on highlighting that under eye area and kind of covering up my dark circles and the hyperpigmentation on my upper lip. So I'm applying it with this brush and blending. Now this is not the fastest way to do it. The fastest way is to use a blending bud. So I'm blending the best that I can with this brush, and then I'm going to go back in with the liquid foundation brush and smooth the edges so it's got a really nice diffused look. I like to use a loose translucent powder to set my concealer. You can definitely use one of the Touch pressed powder foundations in a lighter shade, but you're going to want to use very little of this to avoid it being cakey. I also like to keep translucent powder with me throughout the day because I can touch up any oily spots that way. You'll see me here applying the mineral powder in the color Fierce. It's a dark matte brown, and I'm using that to contour. If you're running short on time, you can simplify this by just using the bronzer as your contour and your bronzing powder. I always wear a bronzer all year around. Here I'm using a smaller fluffy brush to contour my nose. Again, this is something, if you have time to do it, it doesn't take that long, but it's kind of up to you whether you want to do it or not. Now I'm using one of my favorite brushes, the angled blusher brush, and I'm applying my favorite bronzer, Beach Wet Bronzer in Malibu, and I'm just doing that sort of in the places that I would do my blush and on the places where the sun hits my face. Now I'm moving on to the lower lash line. I'm taking that same dark matte brown from the palette 4 and using that in place of eyeliner on my lower lash line. For my upper lash line, I am using the Precision Pencil in the color Perfect. It's smudge proof and waterproof, so it's going to last all day, which is exactly what you want from a workday makeup. You don't want to have to touch up constantly throughout the day. Now I'm going to be applying my 3D Fiber Lashes Plus. Look at them lashes. Now I am putting on my blush. I'm using the color Seductive, and I'm focusing it on the outer parts of my face so that the inner inner part of my face stays nice and highlighted. Here I'm using one of our most popular pencils. It's a new one and it's called Plush. So I'm lining my lips and filling them in. If you like a matte look, you can just keep it like this, or you can add a lip gloss like I am doing here. I'm going to be using the shade Livid. It's a pretty gold color. So again, the lip pencils are smudge proof and waterproof, just like the eye pencils. So that's a great quality to have in your workday makeup. Next, a really important step is setting your makeup. I use this setting spray from modelinabottle.com. It is not Younique, but it works really, really well. I use it on all my brides. Now, onto something that isn't makeup. I like to do a little side braid, and I think this is good for a workday situation. You can make it look professional, but at the same time, it keeps your hair out of your face, and it's also really quick and easy to do. I'm doing a fishtail braid, which is super simple, as you can see here, but you can do whatever you're comfortable with. If seeing a hair tutorial is something you're interested in, please comment below so I know. I'm pinning the little bits of hair that are my short layers that don't fit in the braid, and then just separating it out so it's loose and pretty. So here we go, the finished look for your work day. It's gonna last all day and you're gonna feel confident and beautiful.